Hey, what's up, peeps? Welcome to another episode of Direct Edition, the channel where it's Fred Hall Direct Edition. And today we're going to be looking at another comic book haul. But before we get into it, let's look at some Marvel Legends out of the dungeon. Okay, and here's some random Marvel Legends I selected out of the dungeon. Two of them being one of my favorites. The two that I'm talking about is none other than Spider-Gwen and also to the Taskmaster on the end. I love Taskmaster. His is, I don't know, I just love it. I like the Black Panther one too now, don't get me wrong. His is cool. I do like King T'Challa. I'm more excited about the one in the middle though. This is my dude. Okay, now as you guys know, I always say I go to this comic book shop named Dave's, and I saw that he had two Mystique old school Toy Biz Legends. So right when I was about to pick up the Mystique, I had to leave, so I came back the next week, and I was prepared to buy the Mystique, but then I saw Man-Thing. But what turned me off about Man-Thing was the price. If you allow my sexy hands to interrupt your video, it was the price. Let's see what the price is. There it is. $29.99. And I was like, dude, there's no way I'm going to pay $30 for him, even though he goes for more than that online. So I told him, I said, hey, if I'm going to be spending money with you like this, go ahead and get knock $5 off. And he did. So I got it for $25. A pretty cool story. Now that we looked at the front of these figures, I didn't give my girl a shout out. I'm so sorry, Scarlet Witch. I actually have two Scarlet Witches now. I actually have this one, which is a newer one. This is with, I forget what they call, they call Odin the All-Father. And I have the old Toy Biz Legend that's a legendary rider where she has like this little scooter or something. Let's take a closer look at Taskmaster. Sorry. A little tongue-tied today. If you will allow my... Never mind. I won't say it again. Wow. I really... I think I dig this Taskmaster because that's Scourge. I don't know why he's on the box, which is weird. Okay, there's Tasky right there. I think I'm digging this Taskmaster because of the Spider-Man, the animated, that wacky cartoon that comes on. And I can never find the episode with Deadpool, but anyway, Spider-Man Web Warriors. That's why I like this one so much. And the only drawback to this one is that he doesn't have his classic cape. I don't see a cape anywhere in the package. Do I? No. So, and that's the head of the Red Skull. So, okay. So let's take a look at the back of these packages. Okay, here's a look at the back of all these many figures that you guys have to collect if you're a Marvel Legends head. This is Absorbing Man wave. That Venom in that wave, his head was way too big. Plus, I already have the Venom in the Select, so I didn't want to buy him. In the Black Panther wave, that's his wave. He's the only one I bought out of that wave. I already have a Giant Man or Ant-Man when he came out with his own solo wave. And here's a look at series, I think it's 5. I only have Man-Thing out of this one. So, yeah, Man-Thing's the only one I have out of this run. And series 5 is back in 2004. Really want that Storm. If anybody knows me, they know how big of a Storm fan I am. And it's surprising that I only have one Storm action figure, which is her Select. Here's the Scarlet Witch's wave, which does the All-Father or Odin. And lastly, here is Tasky's wave, Taskmaster's wave, which is a collection of the Red Skull, but it's actually Red Onslaught. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at the side. Okay, here's a quick look at the sides. All right, you guys, let's get into some comics. Well, all right now. The first one I picked up is Wolverine number 18. This is to complete my Wolverine run. I'm still missing like a lot of holes. So, I'm filling the holes and plugging the gaps. And yeah, so 18. Number 19 with Tiger Shark. Number 20, Tiger Shark again. I already have this one, but this is 22. This is Spore. I had to buy it again. I don't know. Anytime I see any Wolverine from 1 to 50 that I already have, I go ahead and buy it again because my goal is to get like as many sets of Wolverine 1 through 50 or 1 through 30 that I can possibly get in his first solo series. And the funny thing is he's such a popular character. His solo series is so new, but I give it until our children's children are collecting, and that's when I think that Wolverine will be like out of the ballpark as far as pricing and stuff, like up there with the old school Batmans and Supermans. So right now, while the Wolverines are affordable, I'm going to gobble up anyone that I can get. I was also able to pick up number 29. This is the Lazarus Project. This book actually completes my full Lazarus project run, so very happy to have that. I picked up this Wolverine number 48. I don't know why, but every time I see this Mark Silvestri cover, I always pick it up, man. This run with Mark Silvestri is like, wow. I just can't say enough about it. It's just like beautiful, man. Mark Silvestri actually drew a lot of your old school Uncanny X-Men, and he drew a lot of your old school Wolverine. So if you're an Uncanny X-Men and a Wolverine fan, you definitely know Mark Silvestri because to me, he's like who Jim Lee possibly modeled himself after because their artwork is very similar. And I think Mark Silvestri did a lot of Darkness too. If you're into Darkness, that's an Indies comic. And the last Wolverine that's on the list is Wolverine 97. I picked this up because I had it when I was a kid and I read it and I read it. So I know my copy is very crunchy and, dusty and crusty. So I had to buy another one for the collection. So yeah. So if you watched my videos a couple of weeks back, this is another one out of the Back in Black run. I ran across this and definitely had to pick it up because it's one of my favorite artists. Me and Comic Book Window actually fell in love with Clayton Crane's artwork in his first run on the Ghost Rider. He did a 4-part miniseries on the Ghost Rider back in like 2006. And then from that point on, he did like a heavy Ghost Rider run. I love Clayton Crane. His covers are always like, they seem like they have something kind of like deathly in it. It's like he does this dark type of drawing. His drawings are never like happy-go-lucky. They're always like a struggle or something dark going on, which I love. And yeah, so I got plugged another hole in my Back in Black Spider-Man run. So I picked the Silver Surfer up. This is Silver Surfer number 1319 from 1988. That's Silver Surfer and his girlfriend Nova on the front cover. That was weird because you have Nova and then you have her who's another Nova. So I'm not sure. That's kind of weird that you have two Novas. But the reason why I picked it up is because of this guy, Ronan the Accuser. This is one of his earlier appearances. I'm a big fan of Ronan the Accuser. Sometimes you're big fans of people and you don't know why. But definitely this cover pops. Very nice cover. Very nice condition. 1988, so a lot of us were like super young around then, or some of us weren't even born. And like I say on a lot of you guys' comments on your videos, the older the comic, the better. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. The older the berry, the sweeter the juice. However it goes. Hey, Big Dave, 2099. Is that your last name? And so the next book I picked up is Obi-Wan and Anakin number 1. I kind of knew when Marvel was relaunching the Star Wars series, I said this book is probably not going to do too good, being the fact that you had so many titles to choose from. I'm not sure if they canceled this one, but this is a number 1. And being a Star Wars fan, I couldn't pass it up for just $1. So, being a kid of the 90s, I had to pick up this one. This is the Simpsons comic book. This is like number one. That's ridiculous at the back, Signal. In the back is Bart's hair. This is Bart Man. Watch it, man. Just a good issue to have. I don't know why I picked it up. I guess I picked it up just for nostalgic reasons. So yeah. Now the next couple of books I'm going to show you usually would be in my main events. Being the fact that they're books I'm super excited to get, and they will be the best for last. So you can imagine if I just put Deathstroke number one as a regular book in my video, then you can just imagine how I feel about the rest of the books that I'm about to show you. And yeah, I just wanted to look at that artist's signature because this cover I almost thought it was Jim Lee, but it's not. But yeah, man, I found the Deathstroke number one for $1. Not only did I find this Deathstroke number one Rebirth for $1, I found another copy of the Suicide Squad Rebirth for $1. This is another cover. I have the Jim Lee cover. I'm not sure what this cover is. Read who's the artist on the front cover, and it's Billy Tan. I'm almost sure that's Billy Tan's artwork, and I'm a huge fan of Billy Tan. I know a lot of people know about him, and I don't see a lot of people discuss him on the videos, but hey, man, his artwork, man, because he did a lot of the Emperor Vulcan, and that's Cyclops' and Havoc's younger brother. I forget his real name. What was his real name? But anyway, yeah, that Vulcan. That's the first time I saw Billy Tan was on Vulcan's run in the X-Men comic books. So yeah, pretty cool. Suicide Squad number one. And as you all know, I picked up the Batwoman Rebirth number one, the other copy, and I finally got this copy. And the reason why I jumped all over this copy was because this is my boy Jay Lee. Jay Lee's artwork is very weird and sick, and I can recognize a Jay Lee's art style out of any art style. You could take me in the comic book shop and show me a whole bunch of different styles on the wall, and I could pick Jay Lee out with a blindfold on. Now imagine that. So this is pretty cool. I already have the hardcover of this, or maybe it's the soft cover. Matter of fact, it's Comic Book Windows book, the Messiah Complex. I always borrow his. But anyway, this is X-Men issue number 206. This is when Multiple Man, Jamie Madrox went back in time and got caught in Bishop's timeline, the Days of the Future Past timeline. And he was talking to a younger Bishop, and that's why now Jamie Madrox has the M stamped over his eye, is because he went back in time, and they register him as a mutant. Pretty cool, sick cover. And who's that artist? David Finch. So I jumped at this issue because I saw it in somebody's video, and I said I'm gonna give me the first appearance of this fat guy that I have no kind of interest in anyway, but I'm just gonna pick it up just in case. And this didn't end up being the first appearance of Slug. Wonk wonk wonk. So it's fine. I got it. I got the Web of Spider-Man. It's gonna help me out of my run on the Evolutionary War. I have a couple of those comics, so I'm pretty happy to have this. This comic is from 1988, so it's pretty old, so I'm happy to have it. Giant, supersized annual newsstand, and yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so we're at the point in the video where you asked me, Fred Hall Direct Edition, what are you reading right now? And this is the book that I'm reading right now. This is one of my favorite Doctor Strange covers of all time. This is a hardcover. It's called The Search for the Sorcerer Supreme. And it's real cool, man. The Hood, Parker Robbins, goes off in this book. Doctor Strange thinks that the Scarlet Witch's son, Wiccan, is going to be the next Sorcerer Supreme, but he actually didn't get the title. Spoiler alert if you're going to read this. 1, 2, 3. The Sorcerer Supreme actually end up being Brother Voodoo. And pretty cool book, man. So let's take a look at the back of the book. Okay, and here's a look at the back of the book. Like I said, the Hood's real name is Parker Robbins. One of my favorite Hood stories is when he actually went after the Punisher and he couldn't kill the Punisher, so he resurrected a whole bunch of souls or a whole bunch of old dead villains to battle the Punisher. Yeah, man, but that's not in this book. This book is about the Hood trying to get the Sorcerer Supreme and trying to steal the eye of Agamotto. So yeah. All right, for our first main event, we have Uncanny X-Men, number 268, 1990. Now, I posted this in one of my comic book groups I'm a part of, and they told me that this was one of Jim Lee's first drawings on the X-Men. I'm not sure about that. I doubt it. But anyway, this is one of my holy grails since I was a little kid. I've always wanted this book. I ran across it probably like a month ago, and the guy told me he wanted to sell it to me for $30. And it was a beautiful copy. Not as beautiful as this, because this one's damn near, I don't see any problem with this book at all. But the $30 price tag made me mad. So I went home, did my research. I'm not a big eBay purchaser. But I'm learning to trust eBay because when this beauty came in off of eBay, it was in perfect condition, and it was the condition that the guy told me that it was in. And so I think I'm going to start trusting eBay more often. But yeah, like I said, this is one of my holy grails. I've always wanted this book. Always loved this. Love the cover, man. You got like 3 of my favorite heroes like in one cover. And also my favorite artist is drawing it. So yeah, that's my one of your main events. Uncanny X-Men 268. And last but definitely not least is a book that eluded me for a while because I've already had the complete hardcover. And this is X-Men's Origins Gambit. It's a one-shot. And I bought the hardcover like a while ago. I bought book 1 and book 2 of the hardcovers. And this is in it. It goes for nothing. So the funny thing about this was almost we're going to coin this because I've done this before, dumbass. This is almost a dumbass thing that I did. I walked past this twice already in a span of 2 weeks. So I walked past it. I said, I don't want it. And then one day I went home and I just thought about it. And I said, damn, why the hell would I pass up this book? So that I had to wait. That must have been like a Tuesday. So I had to wait till that Friday. So that Friday, the whole time, I'm like, if it's not Second and Charles, I'm going to kick your ass for it. And when I went back up there, it was up there. And it was only $15. No spine ticks. Beautiful copy. And for $15. And it goes for like $30 on up online. Because, you know, Gambit fans are very crazy. And they love Gambit. So, yeah, I'm just happy to finally correct my mistake. And from now on, if I see something that I like, I'm just going to pick it up. I'm just going to impulse buy. Except for the Dark Hawk Marvel Legends. Glad I didn't impulse buy that one. Because everybody's Dark Hawk crazy right now. And I can care less about his 4 blades on his hand. But anyway, if you like Dark Hawk, hey, that's your thing. Peace and hair grease. But yeah, glad to correct this mistake. So there you have it. So once again, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition, and you guys be safe out there because life is short. And I will catch you guys later on the next video. You be safe out there. Peace.